같아요. 예, 저희 다 부족하지만 진짜 예.
I'm from the UK. I was born in Bournemouth on the south coast. My parents sent me to a Catholic school because they thought I would receive good education there. Ultimately though, I felt that Catholicism was an empty religion and I was an agnostic for the first few decades of my life. In my early adult life, I was a musician based in London, and when I was in my early 20s, I would often play the drums in a band at a resort called Eilat in southern Israel for periods of several weeks. It was there that I met a non-believer with whom I had a short and adulterous affair that ended in marriage and then divorce shortly afterwards. As a result of all this, I was now no longer involved in music, which had previously seemed to be a nice purpose, so I really no longer knew who I was. With no plan whatsoever, but with some experience and qualifications to teach English, I went to Korea to try to make a new life for myself. God's blessing was that I married a believer with whom I would eventually have 2 children. However, it was not for 20 years that I would have the experience that led me to Christ. During the COVID pandemic, I was teaching all the classes at my university online, which meant I spent a lot of time on my own. Somehow this caused me to slip into a habit of drinking alcohol every night, which was bound to have negative consequences, especially long term. One night, while I was drunk, I read a book by Gary Zukav called Seeds of the Soul. To this day, I feel like God used this book to bring me into line through his love. Although it is not a book that deals with explicitly Christian themes, the author does talk about the potential for an individual to hear voices that can guide that person as to their true life purpose. While I was reading about this, I heard a powerful voice that felt like a loving command. The voice simply said, "Stop drinking." And as I protested and wriggled and tried to make excuses, the voice got louder. This experience somehow taught me that I had lacked any kind of spiritual principle in my life, and it is thanks to this strong and loving prompting and calling to obedience that I was able to grow spiritually in the Christian community, the Korean church, which had even taken me back home here to the UK as a part of this mission. All of the things that I've mentioned are by the grace of God, a result of his love and providence. Not only were they not my plan, but what has happened is beyond my understanding. I only know that I am beyond grateful.
네. 다 아셨죠?